Welcome to Falcons Ledge. I'm Austringer, and we are doing our first video in the Learn With Me series for the F-16 Viper for DCS. I'm recording this series and flying the DCS F-16 Viper module to test the Winwing Orion 2 F-16EX HOTAS. In this series, I'm going to talk you through my learning process with the Viper. This is also the same learning process I use for any DCS module, same one I use for the Apache. I am by no means an expert, but I'm hoping to start with nearly zero and moving up to flying single-player missions, campaigns, and then progressing to flying online multiplayer PvE missions using SRS, and eventually all the way up to doing multiplayer PvP servers. So to start, I'll give you an idea of where I stand with the Viper currently. When it first came out, I ran through the training missions, I did a few dogfights against AI, and that's about it. I don't remember hardly anything about it, so I'm still really green, especially on the systems. So let's get started. When I first played the Viper, it was before the Chuck's Guide was available. Luckily for me and for all of you, it's available now, so the first thing I did was go download the Chuck's Guide. I will fully admit that I use it more as a resource than anything. I refer back to it when I need it, and I use it to see what the F-16's bindings are, and it has a useful checklist for startup if you want to go buy the book. When I advance to multiplayer phase, I'll definitely be doing a quick startup rather than the full startup with the tests and whatnot. So we'll start with our bindings. On the throttle side, I used this mapping guide that I found on the web. I used pretty much everything the same with the exception of the antenna elevation because that's available on the F-16 grip. I'll adjust it on my own as I go if I find anything I like more on the bindings. I use the Chuck's Guide stick assignments for trim, DMS, TMS, CMS, and everything else there. I have some additional binds that I can throw on the stick side since the Winwing Orion 2 F-16EX has that expansion section, and one of the functions on that side has a 5-way. I haven't assigned anything over there yet. I use the Chuck's Guide throttle grip image to map most of the functions to the throttle grip. I added the VR zoom to one of the buttons on the bottom of the grip. So here I run through the startup mission. I had to do several adjustments as I went on controls and settings. Running through the startup is something I'll do frequently as I go through the learning process. I won't bore you with following this through in its entirety. There's plenty of videos out there, so I don't think that that's something you need from my channel. I also run through the process of taxiing, takeoff, and landing. This is obviously something you have to have a firm grasp on any aircraft you fly. The taxiing and takeoff aren't really a big thing. Just accelerate, rotate at about 150, and get your gear up quickly so you don't overspeed them. In this mission, I'm running a formation practice done by someone named Doppler. I will put a link to it in the description below. In this first incarnation, I swapped the cams on the stick to a soft center rather than no center. Left the clutches engaged. It was my first attempt at formation flying with this new HOTAS. Let's just say it didn't really go all that great. I think I got a D-. I'm using too much force to make my adjustments, and this results in pilot-induced oscillation and too much of an iron grip on the stick. I can't say that I've resolved that even now.
Now when you're flying in close formation with me, you'll be seeing the tiniest movement of an aileron, the heat curling from the exhaust. Nothing else exists but your relative position to my wingtip. To know your fate is entirely within your hands, and your control. Skill and focus are the only things separating you from life or death. now up to 12,000. You are too far away from me. Good. You are within parameters.
Next up, we did some learning of the upfront display in DED, which I won't show here because it may cause people's heads to explode from too much excitement. We shot down a few aircraft with Sidewinders.
Good kid.
And continued practicing our formation flying.
Damn it, Chappie, I'm doing it my way.
Perfect distance. Keep it going. Turning left. Perfect distance. Keep it going. Turning left.
I made some adjustments to the stick by going to a lighter spring and loosening up on the dampers.
Perfect distance. Keep it going.
Though I've got a floppy stick, so to speak, the center is a lot easier to adjust with less force. This is more of a result of reducing spring force than loosening of the dampers. These dampers don't exactly have smooth actuation, so I wanted to reduce some of that breakaway feel to them. Much better, though I will be the first to tell you that I definitely need more practice.
Turning right.
I know there's a lot of formation flying in this video, but I can't stress how useful it is for learning how to control a particular aircraft and how important it will be when we get ready to do the dreaded connection to the tanker. This was my highest score. Please stay tuned for additional videos on this Learn With Me series, where we'll be taking our F-16 skills from 0 to maybe passable. I really enjoyed working on this video, and I've been having a good time learning the F-16 using the Winwing Orion 2 F-16EX setup. It's a great time for you to hit that subscribe button and comment below to interact with the community. I really do appreciate it when you subscribe, and it really is one of the most important ways you can support the channel and this project. I will be posting the State of the Channel 2023 video soon, 2 weeks maybe. And in that video, we'll be announcing our 2023 giveaways, so stay tuned, fly safe, have fun, and as always, have a great day.